Now, in this video, I'm going to do a little bit of a different one. Usually I'm giving commentary on a video or a YouTube video on TikTok or on Twitter, on YouTube, but this one's going to be a bit of a different one, but I want you to stick with me to the end for this one because I believe this video is going to really signify the massive problem that the USA has. So let's jump straight into it. So on the 1st of March, which is about 48 hours ago, Tucker Carlson tweeted this. One of the most striking things about yesterday's Zelensky press conference was Lindsey Graham's reaction to it. The two are old friends, but Graham disavowed him within the hour. This was more than just transactional disloyalty. It was scapegoating. Lindsey Graham knows what's coming. Over the past 3 years, with the support of its Western patrons, the Ukrainian government has been committed a remarkable number of serious crimes. The Ukrainians sold huge quantities of American weapons on the international black market at 20 cents on the dollar. These weapons are now in the hands of armed groups around the world, including Hamas, the Mexican drugs cartels, the forces now controlling Syria. God knows what the Ukrainians have done with the pathogens in American biolabs in their country. Even US intel agencies aren't sure. The Ukrainians have also murdered a number of people in various countries in political assassinations and tried to murder others, including American journalists and a European head of state. This is all true and it's all going to come out at some point. Better to start blaming it on Zelensky now. So Tucker Carlson tweeted this out, and as you guys can see, 12.4 million views. Okay, 12.4 million views in 48 hours. This is the biggest problem that I believe the USA has right now. Donald Trump is big for it. The whole of MAGA are big for it. Just putting out so much disinformation into the world that it all just gets lost and everybody gets lost within that disinformation. And people are spending too much time focusing on the disinformation as opposed to actually focusing on the policy and the things that he's doing wrong. Now, look at this for the next part. Now, this is an individual called Richard Hanania. Now, this is where I need you guys as Americans to support me here. I don't know too much about Richard Hanania, but I went and done my research. He voted for Donald Trump. Not only did he vote for Donald Trump, he's also been a critic of Zelensky. So this is no Donald Trump apologist who's just deciding to come, for Tucker Carlson. This is an individual who backed Donald Trump, who contributed to putting him in the place where he is today. Now, this is what he tweeted. He quote tweeted Tucker's tweet that we went over, and this is what he quote tweeted. I've criticized Zelensky and believed he deserves it, but there's a way to make good faith arguments that stick to the facts, not make stuff up about Ukraine selling weapons to Hamas. You can have whatever opinion on the war you want, but I don't know how Tucker lives with himself when constantly lying to his audience on life and death issues. I've come to the conclusion that his brain really doesn't distinguish between truth and falsehood like it does for normal people. There's probably no redemption here, but people should understand what this man is. Okay, so that's what he quote tweeted, and as we can see, that only went to 599,000 people. So Tucker's one had 12.4 million views. His quote tweet only had 599,000 views. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Richard Hanania then tweets this. Tucker Carlson was unhappy that I pointed out he was spreading false information that came from Russian propaganda about the Ukrainian weapons being sold on the internet. He reached out saying I was wrong and I asked him for evidence so he could offer a correction. You can see that it didn't go well. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the messages between the two, and then we'll come back to the text. So you can see here, you can see all here, Tucker Carlson, obviously Richard Hanania had his number at some point, or I believe this could have been message or it could be Facebook Messenger or something like that, but I believe it's over a message, SMS. Tucker Carlson writes, it's shocking to me that you'd assert something like this as fact, when in fact you have no idea. The Ukrainian military has sold huge quantities of NATO weapons over the past 3 years. I know someone who's bought them. This is all well known outside the United States, but because you understand the world through social media, you're completely ignorant. Please show some humility, and stop weighing in on things you know nothing about. So that's what Tucker has text to Richard. Now, this is Richard's reply. Richard then replies, "Where's your evidence? Show it to me and I'll issue a correction." Now, if you watch my video on Jasmine Crockett that I put up yesterday, I will link to it above so you guys can see it. You will see that Jasmine asked everybody on the panel, who disavows Russia, and nobody said anything. In this sense that we can see here, Richard has asked Tucker, "Where's your evidence?" And this is Tucker's response. "You're a child. When was the last time you traveled outside the United States?" Richard then responds, "So I'll take that to mean you don't have a credible source." Like, guys, this is the problem that's happening in the United States of America right now. Disinformation, disinformation, disinformation. And it's absolutely killing you guys out there. It's killing you guys, but not just you guys. It's killing a lot of us because you guys are such a superpower that anything that you guys do affects the rest of the world. Like, it really, really does. And this is what is killing you guys. Now, this is how bad and how crazy of an effect disinformation can have. I want to change gears and I just want to show you something really quickly. This is a journalist from the UK called Cheyenne, works for the BBC, and he really focuses on disinformation and conspiracy theories, things of that nature. Now, I don't want to read through all of this text because I don't want to, take up and waste your guys' time. I'm actually going to go into the images and I'm just going to show you and explain what's happening. So this was a tweet that was put out by this person called Peachy Keenan. Okay, and you can see here, Blinken, Rice, Newland, and Vindman conference call with Zelensky on the flight to DC, advising him to stand strong and be tough and don't let Trump bully you. Seems to have backfired. Okay, that's what was tweeted first. Now, another account found that original tweet. Okay, and then after finding that original tweet, they then basically created their own version of it. Rumor has it, they say these things to protect themselves from a legal standpoint. Rumor has it that traitors Antony Blinken, Victoria Nuland, Susan Rice, Alexander Vindman, and Zelensky to stand tall in his meeting with Trump. If true, they are acting as foreign agents violating the Logan Act. Okay? They retweeted it. Sorry, they then spread once again that information that was wrong. If we go to the next picture, someone then again has taken that information. As you can see, they've given credit to this person here, Matthew Nicol. You can see there, Ukraine, Obama's team, including They retweeted it. 1.7 million views that one had. If we go back, this one had not far off 1 million views. Now look at this. This is where it goes to another level. An individual called Richard Grenell. Now look at this. This is Richard Grenell. You can see him here. He's got 1.7 million followers. Okay. Who is Richard Grenell? This was an article that was made on the 15th of December, 2024. Trump appoints longtime foreign policy advisor Richard Grenell to serve as special missions envoy. This individual then goes and he quote tweets it. This is very serious. But if we go back to the original tweet, who made it up, you can see here, I am speculating, but obviously I'm correct. Obama probably on 2. This is the biggest problem that the United States of America has right now. Disinformation. Disinformation is the biggest problem because things like this are happening, and it's crazy because I can even see it in the comments of the videos that it is that I'm making and uploading to my channel. I am literally seeing people spread points that are blatant disinformation that even I know just through doing my research based off of claims that are made. I am finding out, look, that's not true. People are in the comment section of the videos that I'm creating and they're giving their 2 pence on things. But they're giving their 2 pence on things where people from the GOP, from the Republican Party and MAGA have literally come out and said, okay, we may have got it wrong, but these people are still in my comments believing that these things are real. This is a massive problem in the United States. And not just in the United States, in the world. We're starting to see it right here in the UK. An individual called Nigel Farage. You guys have probably seen him trying to cozy up and suck off Donald Trump. Okay? But he's doing it as well with his party in the UK called Reform. And we're seeing it. It's a massive problem. And we need to figure out a way to be able to combat the disinformation. Because believe it or not, guys, it's crippling us. So I just wanted to just make this video and bring this to your guys' attention, because this stuff like this are things that you need to have when people from MAGA, whether you've got that family member who's in MAGA, or you've got that young, impressionable young man that's in your family, or someone that you know, and they're believing MAGA talking points and whatnot. You need to be equipped with this sort of information to be able to put out that disinformation and actually prove, hey, listen, what you're watching, what you're reading isn't true. That's not the truth. This person is lying. This is what it is that's needed to be able to combat this stuff. Because I honestly do believe this is what's been the biggest problem. Donald Trump has been lying his whole political career. His whole career, he's been lying, and somehow he just seems to get away with it. But I think what the problem is that the mainstream media don't want to take the time and call him out for it. They don't want to take the time and they don't want to call him out for it. But this is the problem. This is where Americans, not just Americans, people all around the world, this is why I have created the platform that I have. And I'm going to continue to do it, because from 2016, when Donald Trump started running, I hated the guy. I hated him for everything he ran on and everything. I remember that night staying up and literally watching that election. And ever since then, I've always had thoughts and feelings about how he does things, how he runs his campaigns. But I've never been able to do anything about it because I'm not American. I live here over here in the UK. But this channel is my opportunity to do it, my platform to speak against disinformation and to speak against everything that it is that's wrong with Donald Trump, MAGA, the Republican Party and the GOP. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below this video. Do you believe there's something that we can do to combat this disinformation that's happening? And look, I'm not going to sit here and act like, disinformation doesn't happen on the left. I'm not going to say that. But without a shadow of a doubt, it is rampant on the right. It is rampant. We see it so many times, and all it is that people are doing is they're just following in the lead of their Lord and Savior, Orange Donald Trump. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below this video. Tucker Carlson exposed for spreading Russian disinformation. Surprise, surprise.